Hey, what's going on, my fellow idiots? Welcome back for another episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. We've got a short and sweet episode today. I'm going to show you how to make peanut butter cookies. Really, what's more to say about them besides that they're super simple to make. They come together in no time, and they are really tasty. They're like really high up there on my list of, like favorite cookies. So, you know what? Without any further ado, let's stop talking about them here in the intro. Why don't I just show you how to make them? Alright everybody, today's episode is short and sweet. You're going to start off by getting yourself a large mixing bowl, and the first thing we're going to add in is 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. From there we're going to add in a half teaspoon of baking powder and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Hold on, I gotta scrape the bowl here a little bit, it's stuck to the bowl. Alright, once the baking soda is in, it's time to add in some kosher salt, I would say about a half teaspoon's worth, and then in goes the sugar, a half cup of white granulated sugar. Next in is the brown sugar, another half cup of dark brown sugar. Into the bowl it goes. And then I'm just going to use my trusty whisk here, break up any clumps of the brown sugar, and whisk this all together until it's thoroughly combined. Alright, once that's done, brush yourself off if you've gotten any flour on you. And then we're going to add in a half cup of unsalted butter, just left out at room temperature for 40-45 minutes to soften up. And then crack in 1 large room temperature egg. And then we're going to add in some peanut butter. These are peanut butter cookies after all. I'm going to add in a half cup of smooth peanut butter, and then just use your electric mixer to mix this all together until it's thoroughly combined and you have a peanut butter cookie dough. This is how simple these are. Like, look at that. You just mix it together for 2 to 3 minutes and then you've got yourself some peanut butter cookie dough. Now, I did make one mistake when making these cookies. What you want to do is stick your cookie dough in the fridge for a couple hours to let it harden up, but you should form the cookies first before sticking it in the fridge. I instead put all of the cookie dough in just like this in the fridge and let it cool down for 2 to 3 hours. I'll show you a little bit more what happens afterwards. But anyways, the cookie dough was in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours, so I'm going to start forming it into cookies. So get yourself out a baking sheet, line it with some parchment paper, and then we're just going to take some of the cookie dough and form it into a little ball. I would say about the size of a golf ball, give or take, just like that. And then once you've made your little cookie dough ball, place it on your parchment lined baking sheet and repeat the process until you've made all your cookies. This is going to make anywhere from 12 to 15 cookies depending on how big you've rolled your balls. And then go get out a fork and press the cookie dough ball down so you get that iconic look of a peanut butter cookie with the crisscross lines in it. Alright, I'm just going to form it up with my hands a little bit more, but yeah, press all of them out with a fork until they're all flattened out here, and look at that, they're going to have that nice peanut butter cookie look. And there we go, look at all those peanut butter cookies ready to be baked. And speaking of baking them, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. You know what, quick close-up shot, and I gotta show Meg these. Anyways, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake these for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes until they're nice and crispy around the edges. Now, as I said before, we should have cooled down the cookies after I formed them rather than as just a gigantic pile of cookie dough, because when they're cool they prevent spreading. As you can see here, they definitely spread out, and some of them are more square shaped because they pressed up against each other. I mean, at the end of the day it was a mistake, but you know what, these are still going to taste amazing, obviously, so you've got to let them cool down, and then after like 20-25 minutes they're cooled down enough to go in and eat them. So I'm just going to break them up here. Look at, I damaged one with my thumb in the oven mitt, but no matter. These are all nice and peanut buttery. They smell amazing, so let's go in for the taste test. I'm going to break myself off a piece here of the broken one, the one that I broke a little bit, and it's time to go in for the taste test. And yeah, those are dynamite. Those are amazing. They're peanut butter cookies. They're so simple. They come together in no time. Don't make the mistake I did. Form your cookies and then stick them in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours. Let them harden up. That'll prevent them from spreading much more than what I did. But regardless, if you do make the mistake I did, they're still going to be amazingly tasting cookies. But with that in mind, let's call it an episode. These were super simple and tasty to make, so I hope you enjoyed what you saw here today. If you did, drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you again soon.